Yes, so let's move on towards our lecture number 19, physics optional, paper 2. Okay, UPSC. So we will start with year 2011 PYQ, which says normalize the wave function. Normalize the wave function. Normalize the wave function e to the power minus mod x sine alpha x. Okay, normalize the wave function. This is 2011 PYQ, year 2011 PYQ, UPSC CSE. Okay, so the thing is that we will consider phi x to be equal to e to the power minus mod x sin alpha x. Okay, for our convenience we are assuming it to be like this. Okay, we are assuming phi x to be equal to this. So then we will consider, let the normalized. Okay, so if someone is new to the channel, then he or she may go to the link in the description. There is a link in the description. In that link you will find that your uh, entire course is there of paper 2. So you can start from the very beginning, lecture number 1. Okay, so this question can be solved on based on the concepts that have been discussed in the previous classes. So if you haven't watched the previous classes, then please go and watch the previous classes. Okay, let the normalized wave function be psi x, as it is time independent wave function. As it is time independent wave function, so we are writing small psi instead of capital psi. Okay, it is time independent wave function, that's why we are writing small psi instead of capital psi. So this small psi will be equal to a phi. Okay, so a will be there, then phi in the place of phi x we will write like this. Okay, so this is the normalized wave function which we are assuming. And here the a which has been written over here, that is basically your normalization factor. Okay, a is your normalization factor over here. Okay, now we will apply the normalization condition in this case. So what does the normalization condition look like? So we have, by normalization condition, by normalization condition, someone was very afraid. Okay, I sent dias academy tutorial sheets to someone. I sent dias tutorial sheets to someone, and these dias tutorial sheets consist of more than 250 questions of 250 plus pyqs of physics optional. Okay, 250 plus pyqs of physics optional are contained in these tutorial sheets. Okay, so someone was very much afraid that how will I cover these 250 plus pyqs. Have I taken a wrong optional? Okay, someone was saying that have I taken a wrong optional, because there are 250 plus pyqs in the TIES tutorial sheet. And so have I taken a wrong optional, because I don't have really this much time that I can cover 250 plus pyqs. So let me tell you one thing, this is physics optional. Okay, this is physics optional, that's why you are lucky that you are getting 250 plus pyqs. If you look at history optional, okay, if you look at history optional, then PYQs before 2016 are of no use. In history optional, PYQs before 2016 are of no use. Why? Why PYQs before 2016 PYQs, like 2015 and year before that? Okay, all the years before that, 14, 13, all those years PYQs are not at all important in history optional. Only the PYQs from 2016 onwards are important in history optional. Why? The reason is very simple. The reason is that history is a dynamic subject. Interpretations keep on changing. Okay, history is a dynamic subject and interpretations keep on changing. as the interpretations keep on changing. So all the questions before 2016 are of no use. So in history optional, you are really fooled. You are fooled that I have to cover less because you have less PYQs from 2016 to 2021 PYQs you have. But over here you have PYQs from 1991. Okay, so you are at benefit before because from 1960s from 1916s from 1960s the physics is static as it is. From 1960s the syllabus which physics student had in the 1960s, the same physics syllabus is there in 2022 also. The same physics syllabus is going on. So you have 250 plus PYQs over here, and over here as the history is continuously changing subject. So a PYQ from 1960 history optional, PYQ from 1960 history optional is of no use because in the 1960s Aryan invasion theory was going on. Aryan invasion theory was being taught in the 1960s, and nowadays Aryan invasion theory has been rejected and Aryan migration theory is being propounded. Okay, nowadays in history optional Aryan invasion theory has been completely rejected. Instead of Aryan invasion theory there is Aryan migration theory which is going on. Okay, so who is at benefit? Instead physics optional students are at benefit because you have PYQs from 1991 and it is a highly static subject which hasn't changed since 1960s. So instead of looking at how many PYQs I have, you should look that you are lucky enough that you have 250 plus PYQs, and chances of question repetition are very high because the question bank has already been exhausted. Over here, you have only 2016 onwards PYQs because up to 2015 the history interpretation was different, and from 2016 onwards the interpretation of history has changed completely. So you have from 2016 onwards PYQs. So who is at benefit? Only physics optional student is at benefit. Okay, so don't act like a very dull person. Okay, be intelligent enough, okay, to analyze yourself. When I send dice tutorial sheet questions to someone, then they get very afraid seeing that it is very vast. Okay, it is very vast, seeing that they get afraid. And let me tell you one thing, there is no optional. Okay, no optional in UPSC. No optional in UPSC is very easy to cover. Okay, in every optional you have to sit for hours together. This exam in itself is not at all easy, beta. If you have decided that I want to give this exam, then you must do dedicated studies. If you have decided that I want to give this exam, then you must do dedicated study. Otherwise there is no meaning in giving UPSC. Okay, if you are not dedicated towards your goal, then there is no meaning in giving UPSC. Okay, instead you should try state PCS. State PCS are very chiller kind of exams, they can be cleared very easily. So if you want to qualify UPSC, then you should be dedicated. State PCS exams are time pass, those can be given even in light hearted manner. Okay, in state PCS exam, those exam can be cleared in a light hearted manner also. But this is UPSC, this is not state PCS. Okay, and let me tell you one thing, that UPSC is the second toughest exam in the world. Second toughest in the world. Okay, let me tell you one thing, it is second toughest exam in the world. Now which exam is more even tougher than UPSC? So there is one exam is there, I don't know from which country, but most probably, if I am not wrong, it is from Scandinavian countries. Okay, one exam is there in Scandinavian countries, and it is for the appointment of lawyers and judges. Okay, appointment of lawyers and judges. Appointment of lawyers and judges. Okay, one exam is there which is for in the Scandinavian countries, most probably. Okay, most probably I'm saying, most probably. So most probably this one exam is there in the Scandinavian countries. I don't remember whether Scandinavian or some other country, but there is one exam for the appointment of lawyers and judges in some advanced country, which is even tougher than UPSC. This exam is even tougher than UPSC. Okay, it is even tougher than UPSC. So this is second toughest exam in the world. In world, not only in India. In India, for India it is the toughest. In India it is toughest. It is toughest in India, and on the world level it is second toughest. Okay, so you must remember these things. And your state PCS are not even there in top 100 toughest exam. Okay, State PCS is not there in even top 1000 toughest exam. Okay, they come under the easiest exam of the world. State PCS comes under easiest exams of the world. They are not even in top 1000. Okay, easiest exams of the world. One of the easiest exams of the world. These state PCS are equal to GRE. These are equal to GRE in competition also, and in level also. I am talking about level of exam. Okay, one of the easiest competitive exams of the world. Okay, those are state PCS, GRE. Okay, so if you want to crack UPSC, then dedication is required. Such nonsense are not required. That have I chosen a wrong optional or something like that. Okay, it's not like that. So by normalization condition, we have minus infinity to infinity psi star psi dx equal to 1. Okay, so then what will happen? Psi star will become, you know this very well, that I have already told you that your psi was equal to what? A phi. It was equal to A phi, right? So your psi star will be equal to A star phi star. Okay, so if people are qualifying exams even tougher than UPSC in the Scandinavian countries, if people are qualifying exams even tougher than UPSC for being appointed as a lawyer or a judge in the court, then obviously you can qualify UPSC. Okay, it is not, and stop believing in such nonsense that these UPSC toppers are really very intelligent persons. I am not so intelligent, so will I be able to qualify the exam? There is no, not at all. Intelligence is not at all required. Okay, intelligence intelligence works only 20% in UPSC. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Intelligence 20% works only 20% in UPSC exam. Intelligence works only 20%. Okay, rest 80%. The rest 80% is your hard work only. The rest 80% is your hard work. Okay, so don't worry. This much intelligence everyone has. 20% intelligence is required, so everyone has this. Okay, there is no problem in it. And even a medium IQ person. Okay, even a medium IQ person can qualify UPSC provided you have hard work with you. Even a medium IQ person can qualify UPSC provided you have hard work with you. Okay, so stop believing in such nonsense that toppers are super duper intelligent. UPSC toppers, UPSC toppers are just normal students like you. Okay, just normal students like you. No rocket science. Okay, although some of the UPSC toppers get too proudy and they misguide you. Some UPSC toppers are there who misguide you and tell you that we were super duper intelligent right from the beginning. They tell you like that in order to discourage you, because they want that no one should become IAS. Only they should remain the IAS lifelong. Okay, so some, not all, but some UPSC toppers, some UPSC toppers fool you that we were super duper intelligent right from the beginning, and some of the UPSC toppers also fool you that we have done it without coaching. Okay, let me tell you one thing, that AIR 1 2000 in UPSC, AIR 1 to 800. Okay, only 3 to 4 students are there in all India rank 1 to 800. Only 3 to 4 students are there who have qualified without coaching. People without coaching are only 3 to 4. Okay, without coaching people are only 3 to 4 in AIR 1 to 100 in UPSC. This is a fact. Okay, so never believe in such nonsense told by the topper that I have qualified it without and these 3 to 4 students are non IAS. Let me tell you, they don't get IAS. They get some other service like Indian Railway Management or Indian Postal Service. Such services that they get. Usually, I am saying usually they are non IAS. Without coaching, people are usually non IAS. Okay, in AIR 1 to 100. Let me tell you this one thing very clearly. Okay, so do not fall into those traps of the toppers that we have done it without coaching and we are super duper intelligent right from the beginning. They are only doing for shan marne ke liye. Okay, shan marne. ये जो बता रहे ना कि वी वेयर सुपर डुपर इंटेलिजेंट, शान मारने के लिए मीन्स टू शो ऑफ. ओके, लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग, टू शो ऑफ, दे आर डूइंग सो टू शो ऑफ. Okay, so never believe in such misguiding toppers. So stop believing in misguiding toppers. I don't want to take the name of such toppers. Stop believing in misguiding toppers. Only believe in down to earth and humble toppers. Only believe in these people. Never believe in these people. Okay. So psi star value is equal to your psi is a complex. Okay. As psi is a complex, so its conjugate will be a star phi star, because a is normalization factor. A is normalization factor and a is also a complex number. Okay. A is normalization factor and it is also a complex number. Okay. So psi star a star phi star and psi will be a phi dx equal to 1. Okay. Now these a star and a as they are a star and a as they are normalization factors, so a star and a will come out of the integral. Okay, so a star and a have come out of the integral, and minus infinity to infinity phi star x phi x dx remain. Okay, and these are equal to 1. Now we know this very well that from property of complex number, this will be equal to magnitude of a complex number is equal to product of its conjugate and that very complex. Okay, so this term over here will turn to eventually mod a square. Okay, and minus infinity to infinity phi star x phi x dx is equal to 1. Okay, now phi star x and phi, you know this very well that phi value is this. There is no iota term in it, no I term. Okay, as there is no I term in it, its complex conjugate will be equal to that itself. Okay, I had told you one thing very well, that complex conjugate is written by replacing I by minus I. Complex conjugate, how it is written? It is written by replacing I by minus I, but over here there is no iota term, so the conjugate will be equal to the complex number itself. Okay, conjugate will be equal to the complex number itself. So your this thing, okay, so yeah, this is the thing. Complex conjugate and complex both are same. Now not complex, but this is real wave function indeed. Okay, so its complex conjugate means its conjugate of a real function is that function itself. So that's why these two terms have been repeated two times. Okay, because this and these are yielding the same value. Okay, so your further step becomes like this: minus infinity to infinity. Okay, e to the power minus 2 x mod. Okay, yes, right, sine square alpha x dx is equal to 1. Now the product of this and this will be sine square alpha x, and product of this and this will be by the laws of indices, mod x and mod x will get added. So 2 mod x will come. Okay, because laws of indices will hold, and sine alpha x into sine alpha x will become sine square alpha x. So that's the thing which has been written over here. Okay, and let me tell you one thing, that you know this very well, that sine square theta is equal to your what, 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, so sine square, put theta equal to alpha x over here. So when you put theta equal to alpha x over here, you will get such thing. Okay, and this thing you have to substitute over here. Okay, so it will be mod a square by 2 minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, e to the power minus 2x minus 2 mod x 1 minus cos 2 alpha x. Okay, dx is equal to 1. Now mod a square by 2. Okay, what will this be equal to? Simply put this inside the integral bracket. Okay, so when you put it inside the bracket, you get such a term. Okay, dx minus infinity to infinity e to the power minus 2 mod x cos 2 alpha x dx, okay, is equal to 1. Now the integral given over here, okay, the integral which is given over here, okay, let me mark it by highlighter. This integral can be solved by the use of Laplace transform. Okay, this integral can be solved with the help of Laplace transform, and this Laplace transform will be taught in the upcoming classes. Okay, this Laplace transform will be taught in the upcoming classes. So as it will be taught in the upcoming classes, so simply ignore it. Okay, I will tell how to find its integral in the upcoming classes with the help of Laplace transform. But right now, just accept it as it is. Okay, right now the integration answer I am directly writing. Okay, so clearly, how will you integrate this? This does not require Laplace transform. This does not require Laplace transform. So how will you integrate it? It is very easy. From minus infinity to 0, I had told you in the previous classes how mod x opens. So from minus infinity to 0, mod x will open with minus x. From minus infinity to 0, mod x will open with minus x. And from 0 to infinity, mod x will open with plus x. So accordingly, you can integrate and see yourself. Okay, I don't want to go into those mathematical steps. Those are very very easy. I don't think there is any need. And if you feel that you are very very weak in integration and differentiation, then let me be very honest. Okay, let me be very honest. I am not telling any lies over here. Okay, if you are very very weak in integration and differentiation, if you are very very weak in differentiation and integration, then maths, physics, chemistry, mechanical engineering optional, civil engineering optional, okay, electrical engineering optional, okay, must not be chosen by you. If you are in case if you are very very weak in differentiation in integration, then these optional should not be chosen by you. If you are very very weak in integration and differentiation, then all these optional, which optionals? Maths, physics, chemistry, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and aeronautical engineering also. These optionals must not be chosen by you in case you are very very weak in differentiation and integration. Let me tell you this very frankly. Okay, so that's why if you are unable to find this integral, okay, the things are very challenging for you, because I have already told you that mod x will open with minus x in minus infinity to 0. Still I will make you solve that also still. Okay, still I will show you how to solve it, don't worry. But some students, because they are very weak still, so that's why I will tell you. Okay, so don't worry, for the time being, see it as it is. So alpha square by 1 plus alpha square, okay, is equal to 2. And then no, not 2, this is equal to basically 1. Okay, it is equal to 1, right? It is equal to 1, so it will be equal to 1, not 2, 1. Okay, so it is equal to 1. So your mod a is equal to 2 times of 1 plus alpha square divided by alpha square to the power half. Okay, so this is the normalization factor you got, which is equal to normalization factor. Normalization factor. Okay, so the normalized wave function will be given. So normalized wave function, we had assumed it like this, right? In the beginning of the lecture, we had assumed it like this. Okay, so in the place of a, you will put this thing. Okay, so when you put that, you will simply get 2 1 plus alpha square over alpha square to the power half. Okay, so this thing you have put, and the phi x value, we know this phi x value in right from the beginning. it was given in the question itself. So 5x value I will put over here sine alpha x. Okay, so this is your normalized wave function. In this way this question was to be solved. Okay, and don't worry about this integral. Which integral? Don't worry about this integral. Which one? This integral. Don't worry about this integral. It I will tell you how to solve this integral, but in the upcoming classes this integral, the second integral, requires the use of Laplace transform. Okay, which will be discussed in the upcoming classes, so don't worry about it. But how to find this integral? Let me tell you how to find this integral. So let us write over here. Okay, let us write over here, because some student might be in pain. Okay, so let me reduce the pain of some of my students. So e to the power minus 2 mod x, right, dx. So minus infinity to 0, it will open with minus x. I had told you this thing very clearly, that for negative x, okay, for negative x, this mod x will open with, so I will write it like this. Okay, e to the power minus 2 mod x dx. Okay, plus 0 to infinity e to the power minus 2 mod x dx. Okay, this thing is there. Okay, then what will happen to it? For negative values of x, these are what? These are negative values of x. X is running from minus infinity to 0. That means negative values of x. For negative values of x, mod x opens with minus x. So it will open with minus x over here. Okay, so it opens with minus x, so it will become 2x. Okay, minus into minus plus, so it will become 2x. And over here these are positive. X is running from positive 0 to infinity, so this mod x will open with plus, so it opened with plus. Okay, now this integration, now it becomes very easy. Now you can do it. Now I don't think there is any need to tell further. Okay, now I don't think minus sign will remain, sorry. Okay, minus sign will remain over here. Okay, so now there is no need to tell you further, because mod x will open with plus x over here, because it is running from 0 to infinity. I had already discussed the modulus function in the previous classes. If someone has not watched the previous classes, then I am not responsible for it. So mod x will open with plus x in this range, 0 to infinity. It is positive range. Okay, so e to the power minus 2x dx. Okay, so now after this it is very easy to solve. After this it is very easy to solve. Okay, now in this question one thing is very remarkable, that it was given that normalize this wave function. So in this situation we have taken minus infinity to infinity limits. Why we have taken minus infinity to infinity limits? So let me write over here. We have taken minus infinity to plus infinity limits because space was not defined. Space was not defined in the question. Okay, as the space was not defined in the question. Okay, as space was not defined in question, we integrated. Okay, we integrated for entire universe, and entire universe means minus infinity to plus infinity limits. Okay, and why triple integral has not come over here? Triple integral has not come, only single integral has come. Triple integral has not come over here because it is one dimensional wave function. As it is one dimensional wave function, so triple integral has not come over here. Okay, you got it? So in this way your 2011 PYQ could be solved, and still this question is incomplete because I haven't told you the Laplace transform. So this integral, this particular integral over here, which integral? This integral, e to the power minus 2 mod x cos 2 alpha x dx. This particular integral in the circle over here, this could be solved with the help of Laplace transform, which I haven't told you yet. So that's why I didn't tell you the solution of that. I directly wrote the value it will yield. I directly wrote the value it will yield. Okay, but supposing that this integral is given in the question, you could have solved this question in this manner. Okay, so hopefully everything is clear to you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Okay, if you haven't joined the Telegram, then just join it. Thank you very much.